Everybody, and welcome to today's vlog. Today we're still talking about those interview questions because I want you guys to be ready. By the time you're going for that interview, you are already skilled, you're ready to ace that interview so that you can get that contract. So without me talking much, I will ask you to subscribe if you haven't, and for those who have subscribed, thank you for being here, and let's grow together. All right, so let's jump on into the video. Today we are going to read from this page, and we are going to practice the 10 common airline interview questions. And question number 1 reads, what can you tell us about yourself? So time unaulizwa hii swali ya what can you tell us about yourself, I want you to remember that this question is not being asked to you by your friend. This question is being asked to you by an interviewer who wants to know more about you and your career experiences or your career background. So the part where you say, I'm a second born, I come from a family of 5, my hobbies are traveling, cooking, my favorite food is ugali, I have 3 pets, I have 2, stuff like that. Those are good to tell, but on this case, remember, they don't have the whole time. So you want to start with your professional experiences. Let them know about your educational background and your career background, because this is what they are interested in. You're here for this job. So knowing about your cats is really nice, but I bet they really want to know about you. What are you bringing to the table? Why should I hire you? So we're going to read an example, and it says, in 2013, I graduated from the University of Minnesota, where I received my bachelor degrees in hotel, tourism, and restaurant management. In the past, I worked as an assistant manager of the Hilton Hotel in Minneapolis and as a tour guide in the downtown area. I'm passionate about improving customers' experiences through excellent teamwork, and I have worked towards this goal in all of my previous positions. Very well said. Question number 2. Why do you want to work for our airline? So when the interviewer is asking you this question, they want to know, have you researched? Have you read about our company? Do you know anything about our company? Why are you applying, in this company? Is there anything interesting you? Why us? Why not that other company? Why us? So those things should come into your mind, and you should remember exactly what I told you. Always, before you go for that interview, read about that company so that whenever they ask this question, you already know what to answer. So we are going to read an example here, and it says, I am familiar with your company's culture and excellence you strive for in your customers' experiences. This airline boasts an impressive portfolio of glowing customers' testimonies. I believe that I share the same values of the hospitality and hold a people-first mentality. I am excited by the prospect of becoming part of your network of professionals who hold a growth-oriented mindset. That's a very good answer. So practice more on how to answer this question so that whenever this question is asked, you have your own way of expressing yourself why you're applying on that company. Let's go to question number 3. Why would you be a good fit for this position? Now, you've already said why you want to work for that airline or that company. Now they want to know you. Like, why are you suitable for this position? Why do you feel that we should hire you and not those other people? What makes you stand out? What experiences, qualifications, what are your values? What is it about you that that will make us hire you and leave the rest, or put you on our first thought when we're thinking about the people we are going to hire? And so there is an example here which I'm going to read, and it says, in my past experiences in the hospitality industry, I've carefully developed my skills in the customer service, communication, organization, leadership, and adaptability. I believe these skills will directly apply to this open position. I am excited to interact with customers and make their flight experiences better than they expect. I am in the long term. I hope to work in a leadership capacity for an airline, and I see this role as a great opportunity to begin that professional development. That's beautiful. I think I would hire this person answering this. All right, let's go to question number 4. Tell me about a time when you experienced a challenge at work. How did you handle it? Remember when I was telling you about these tricky questions where they tell me about, they ask you to tell a story about the question that they're asking about when they ask you to tell them about that time. So they're asking you of a time when you experienced a challenge at work and how did you handle it. So remember the format that I asked you guys to answer, the PAR, that's the problem, the problem, the action, and the result. So answer your question in that format so that, you're able to achieve the right answer that they are looking for. So we are going to read this example, okay? And it says, in my role as the assistant manager of the Hilton in Minneapolis, I ran into a conflict when one of my employees accidentally double booked half of our rooms for a large conference in town because of a system error. I knew I had to. So right there, they have already told where the problem is. So now they're going to the action. And it says, I knew I had to solve this problem quickly with my team's help within a half hour. I called all of our sister hotels within the immediate region and sourced room for all of the customers we couldn't accommodate, free of charge. I'm sorry, those notifications are coming through. So free of charge to them. And then that's the action. So now they are ready to give the results. Remember the happy moment, the happy ending? This is where it comes. It says, in the end, most of the customers seemed satisfied with the arrangement, and I navigated the challenge and learned from it. I later developed and implemented an organization system to prevent this issue from ever occurring again. See, they have already given the problem, that there was a problem, there was an overbooking, the system error, and then the solution. They looked for, the sister hotels that were neighboring, and they were able to book the customers. And then the results, all the customers they seemed happy and satisfied with the arrangement. And eventually, whoever who was answering this ended up saying they learned from it, they solved it, that problem will never happen again. All right, let's go to question number 5. It says, what does excellent customer service mean to you? So at this point, they want to know if you understand what customer service is. Like, are you aware that, what skills do you know about customer service that you think can, bring a company to another level, that can elevate a company? Are you aware of any customer skills that are excellent, that can, boost company or the industry to another level? So there is an example here, and it says, I see customer service as a backbone of any successful business. Without customers, business wouldn't exist. And because of that, we must make sure that each customer has a positive experience where their particular needs are met. In the end, it is our responsibility as an airline to develop on the promises our brand makes. That answer just speaks it out. The person already knows the importance of customer service. They know that without customer service, there will not be any business. So it's always good to know how to answer these questions. Okay, let's go to question number 6. And it asks, what type of work environment do you prefer? So at this time, I want you to picture in your mind that you already know this company. So you don't want to say anything that can ruin your opportunity of you getting this job. If they work 9 to 5, you already know that you have to wake up early. So you can't say you're not a morning person and you already know their office hours are mornings, because how else are they going to give you a job if you're not a morning person? If the job, it's a 24-hour business, there's no way you're going to tell them that you cannot work around the clock. So you want to picture the things that you read about the company and then think about them when you're answering this question. What type of environment, what type of work environment do you prefer? And then if you're alone, or if you like to work alone, and the job that you're applying for is a teamwork, then again, that can also affect you. So think about it. There's an example here and it says, I thrive in a fast-paced, collaborative environment that presents a new set of challenges each day. I think of the work environment your airline offers will be a great fit for me, as I am an extrovert who gets energy from helping others in my job. See, they already know that there will be teamwork. They already know that the airline is a busy airline, so there is a fast-paced movement or collaboration environment. So the person is answering from the background they know about the company. They already know this company and what it stands for. So make sure you're informed on the company you're going for. Let's go to question number 7. It says, which languages do you speak? So this is where you can tell them about all the languages you speak, the one that you're learning, the one that you can only speak and not write. You can, go ahead and just tell them what languages you speak. And so here there's an answer and it says, I currently speak English and a little Spanish that I learned on the job as a tour guide. However, I am open to the challenge of trying to learn additional languages so that I can communicate effectively and serve customers from all corners of the globe. So they're trying to tell, as I was saying, they're trying to tell the interviewer that they're willing to learn. And they from the previous job, they even got a skill. They learned a language from the previous job. So this person is willing to learn. So, all right, let's move on to question number 8. It says, what have your experiences been flying as a passenger? What has your experiences been flying as a passenger? So this question is very tricky. They might be asking you to see how you behave as a passenger so that they know how you will behave as, a staff. There are passengers who are very demanding or very hard, they don't follow security and safety in the plane. And so if you ever mention anything that happened to you on board, or if you haven't traveled, just say you've never traveled, but you've never flown, but you've traveled by buses, and you can tell them your experience of you traveling on road if you haven't ever flown before. So let's read this example and see how they handle this. It says, I'm an avid traveler and I have flown as a passenger on many airlines. While the experience is different every time, excellent in-flight service always stands out to me as a customer. I truly appreciate it when an airline professional speaks up on my need as a passenger and addresses them to make my experience great. I hope to bring this value into my work with your airline. See, so they're telling about their experiences, what they like about it. If you haven't flown, for sure, just tell them you haven't flown before, but you're looking forward to it. But the times that you have traveled on road or by bus or whatever, tell them the things that you like: the customer service, the efficient, they're trustworthy. When if you pay for your bus trip and you're expecting change, they're efficient in giving you the exact amount that you're supposed to get back, stuff like that, so that you're able to answer these questions. So you don't have to lie that you've flown all the time. If you haven't, think of another alternative where you can answer that question. Remember when we were talking last time when I was telling you, if they ask you, tell us over time, and for sure you haven't experienced that, just tell them, I have been blessed to not experience that. However, if it ever happens, this is how I'm going to answer it. So let's go to question number 9. And it says, what is your greatest weakness? So here, this question is very tricky. So I suggest turn your weakness into your strength. So tell them something. Maybe tell them you're a workaholic. You're a person who is a perfectionist, and it really takes a toll on you if whatever you are working on doesn't go well. And then change that into something. So you're learning to trust yourself. You're learning that failure, or maybe failure is part of life, and you can learn from failing. You don't have to be perfect all the time. So you can change something bad into something good. So let's see what they answered here. It says, my greatest weakness is that I'm sometimes too detail oriented. I can get bogged down in the details of my work and lose sight of the big picture or goal. I think that this weakness can benefit me when working with individual customers, but it may make things more challenging when I am responsible for accomplishing a goal in a short amount of time. Okay, so let them know that you're willing to learn or improve on it. All right, so let's go to the very last question. In question number 10, it says, describe yourself in 3 words. Ooh. So you have to be very intentional on this question. Remember, if you're applying for customer service jobs, make sure you mention the top skills of a customer service. So maybe you may say you are a team player, you have attention to details, you are teachable. So you see, the 3 things that you mentioned, make them very intentional, that they will know that you're a person who can work as a team. You are teachable, you're willing to learn. Number 3 is that you are, what did I say? The other one was whatever I said. So make them very intentional. So here they answered and said, I will describe myself as a patient, collaborative, and determined individual. I feel like in this question, nothing is wrong. It's just that make sure you answer it right. All those customer service skills, if you mention any of the 3, I feel like you're okay. All right, so thank you so much for staying here. These are just examples that, you may be asked when you go for that interview. And so I want you guys to keep practicing. Google all these questions so that you may have ideas of how to answer these kind of questions, so that you can go and get that contract, get that job, and so that all that you have been desiring can come to being. I wish you all the best. Kindly don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It is absolutely free, and it helps my channel to grow, and it will motivate me to give you more videos. All right, until next time, it's bye bye.